do what's asked of me, not have any off-field problems. Someone that's going to know the playbook and be versatile, be able to play wherever you want me to put.
You came to Colorado, you were going to have to sacrifice maybe a little bit from what your role was at Vanderbilt. Looking back on everything, how pleased are you with the decision to come to Boulder?
Yeah.
He almost yanked his arm off, son. Major update in the long story of Will Shepard finding an NFL team. If you don't remember, Will Shepard was formerly signed with the Buccaneers with Shiloh Sanders, but he failed his physical. So we didn't know what exactly happened. It was very tough. I explained to y'all months ago that, hey, this is a tough hill to get back from, but a 6'3" big body, a wide receiver who dominated both in the SEC and had great spots in the Big 12 probably is the body to make it to the NFL. So now Will Shepard has officially signed with the Green Bay Buccaneers, but there is a caveat because he is signing to a loaded wide receiver room. So his battle is just begun, but I'm so happy. Congratulations to Will Shepard and finally getting there. What we're going to do today is go through everything, some of the reactions from Packers fans and them. We're going to look at the journey of Will Shepard, and then I'm going to get on my soapbox and tell you why he deserves to make it to the NFL. I've been waiting to make this video. We've been making sad updates because he failed physicals. He tried out for the Denver Broncos, but nothing came about it. But now I get to show you why for a Packers team who needs some identity in the wide receiver room, who would love to have some more flavor from the offensive side to help their young quarterback as he matures. I think Will Shepard is that guy. So check it out. The Packers are filling out the remaining roster spots for camp. First up is undrafted rookie and former Colorado wide receiver Will Shepard. Shepard caught 23 touchdowns in the last 3 years between Vanderbilt and Colorado. Again, remember, he's an SEC boy before he made it to the likes of even Colorado. And in total, Shepard spent 4 seasons at Vanderbilt before transferring to Colorado for his final collegiate seasons. In those 5 seasons, he played in 55 games, had 200 receptions, 2688 yards, and then 27 receiving touchdowns. I guess he included the redshirt year. But continuing forward, this is what I mean when I say a absolute loaded wide receiver room. So, obviously Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, and Matthew Golden. These are the people who I think, people are going to assume would be the top, right? Obviously Christian Watson was if I'm not mistaken. Sorry about that. Christian Watson is in fact a 2nd round pick. Of course, the big splash, Texas Longhorn, someone I'm a big fan of, Matthew Golden, the most recent top draft pick for the wide receiver room is in there too. So Dontavion Wicks, by the way, is very impressive as well. Savion Williams is no slouch. Bo Melton, I don't know if you remember when we made our Travis Hunter video, they've actually been using him at cornerback. So I think you can kind of, Will Shepard can get through a dude that's going to be playing 2 positions. McCole Hardman, wow. This is hey man, these are names, dog. Like again, you have a genuine top 2, and then you just drafted home skill the biscuit. You're gonna try to get value out of Matthew Golden, right? So if Will Shepard wants to make this team, he's got some, NFL. What's it called? Super Bowl participant / champions. I believe Hardman has a Super Bowl championship with the Chiefs, right? You got Bo Melton, you got Dontavius Wicks, you got a up and coming new rookie. Like it's gonna be tough sledding to make the team, but I do think he can do it. And again, I'm gonna get on my soapbox and I'm gonna tell you why. But let's walk this. Let's slowly walk the dog, and let me explain kind of how we got here, right? So first things first. Will Shepard has a crazy pro day, right? I mean, the broad jump, the high jump, all that stuff. We got, probably have other, film for that. And, the broad jump was great as well. And, of course, here he was catching some passes from who at the Colorado Showcase. So this was a great time from him. I think, he did some good things. The 40 time was even decent. Again, he's a bigger body receiver. I believe he was in the 4.6s, 4.68. I could look again. Or 4.58, I believe. I'm just going freehand off that. So we probably need to double check those facts too. But not what's important. What's important is I really thought he did the things that needed to be done to go ahead and make a team. And he was ended up to be signed. So I want it to be known that Will Shepard, this isn't a story of somebody who, just grinded to get there and just as his first opportunity. This is somebody who in all reality got an opportunity and he messed it up, right? And I don't want to get too philosophical and preachy to you, but hey man, it ain't the end, right? This isn't the end of the road, but this is a major failure when you think about it, right? When you failing a physical, that's probably leaves a certain stench on you and how they look at you, right? Are you not healthy? XYZ. We saw it hasn't came out, and I'm not saying that to degrade Will Shepard. I'm saying look at the level of adversity that he was able to overcome to finally get back healthy and get signed again. So boom, you don't get signed. That would have been awesome for him and Will Shepard and Shiloh to be on the same team, because then you would have had Will Shepard and Shiloh on the same team. Then you got Travis, BJ, and Cam on the Jaguars. Like, hey, it's the Florida Buffaloes diner. You feel me? That's a good time. So Colorado receiver Will Shepard was not among the Bucs announced undrafted rookie signings because of a failed physical. That was the official thing, and this was the deeper session of it, right? Right, the star former Colorado Buffaloes wide receiver Will Shepard NFL career will have to wait a little longer. According to Fox, Greg Allman, who we just read, Shepard failed his physical with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was hence not featured on the announced list of 15 undrafted free agent signings. Shepard played and started in all 13 of Colorado's games last season and appeared healthy during the Buffs Pro Day on April 4th. His current ailment is unknown, and we haven't had any other updates. I've looked for more updates, nothing for the ailment, and that's the most important thing. Like, and while I pointed out, while he had a great pro day, he had a great showcase. So, like, at what point did this happen? I theorized in my last video, like, I was hoping it wasn't a jet ski, Lamar Jackson jet ski situation where, like, he was literally just hurt that day and then was fine and was able to pass, because, again, he was able to then, right, go ahead and try out for the Denver Broncos. And this was just a mini camp. I do want to stress that this was just a mini camp. So, you have to think, and that's so dope that when you think about him being able to come back to Colorado and do something like that, that had to be nice. But ultimately, I don't think it worked out, right? But again, it was just simply a tryout, a tree out, if you will, if you ever watched The Longest Yard. So it was dope to see him back in there. And again, this isn't a straightforward story, right? You try to make it as an undrafted free agent, which is already tough, right? Then as an undrafted free agent, you don't even pass the physical, tough, right? And then you got to go back to just trying out. And from that tryout, finally, we get to where we are today, where he is signed. So he didn't even sign with the Denver Broncos. He ends up signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, let's talk about why I think, Will Shepard is a guy that is gonna probably do, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do all right in the NFL. So here's a little shot here. Up top. Ooh.
Touchdown, Colorado.
This is what I want to see in full screen. This is one of my favorite passes from Shedeur and one of my favorite catches in general, right? What you're going to see here, right? The beauty, the grace, the amazingness, the ballsiness, if you will, both from Q, formerly known, the artist formerly known as number 2, you feel me? Number 12 in the NFL. And I want you to see two things here. I can't see the full how the safeties look. It looks like we got a too high shell. Doesn't matter. What happens is Shedeur takes a step, he hitches, he sees what he wants. He has to create a little more time, so he takes his space and he gets ready to throw this. Hey, he patted that ball, right, and he rifles this down. Look where he places this. He splits these two defenders. You got this defender with what seems like outside leverage, probably the corner that followed him through this post, right? Look at where he puts this, dog. Look at where he puts this over two defenders right here, right on. And I would love to say it's only where Will Shepard can get it, but it's not. But this is a trust ball, right? And when I talk about NFL throws, hey, sometimes you got to trust your guy. Put it in a spot where it's hard, but you got to finish the business. And at 6'3", what Will Shepard is known best for is going ahead and getting that thing, dog. Going and getting that thing. This right here is an NFL catch, son. Yo, this ain't easy. It ain't easy. You got your hands all up through this. He almost yanked his arm off, son. Ronda Rousey armbar. Hey, did Ronda Rousey even? No, she was okay, never mind. Something. Amanda Nunes, man. Shevchenko, like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Almost ripped the man's arm off, cuz. Give me that. So, touchdown. What do you need in the NFL, right? There's a certain size that's expected in the NFL. There's a certain intangibles that is expected in the NFL. And more importantly, if I would say, you got to go up and get that thing, son. You got to compete. And it seems like Willie Shepard's speciality, shout out to yo, his speciality was just going up and getting contested balls. I know y'all remember this one from Utah. I think they had a review of this one. So some people might say his hands are inconsistent, but all I see is him catching crazy passes. That's just them warming up. I want to get another pass. Here he is at the East-West Shrine Bowl. And we're about to get into his East-West Shrine footage because that boy got a Tavon Austin mixtape in the East-West Shrine practice, right? So call him the Fade King. Big body. What does he do? They're on this far hash. I can't see the safety, but this looks kind of cover two-y. But you've got this overhang here. What is this? Oh, and they're crowding the line. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably got a backer in here, right? 1, 2, 5, and then 2 for your backers. He's probably like a nickel-ish look. He's here, that overhang. So what we got? Almost cover 3. Either that or a cover 1, I'm going to assume. It's kind of played far back, though. I can't see there's another defender here. Doesn't matter. What's important is, what does Will Shepard decide to do, right? At the start, let's go ahead. Let's take it to X, man. Let's take it to the spot. Take it to the hoop. All right, down here at the bottom of the screen, what does he want to do here, right? We're assuming this is a one high safety. Look, this corner is really a play. Yeah, so these are 2 backers. This is a nickel back. That safety is out there. This corner is playing a little off. But I'm assuming he sees that he doesn't. Yeah, this is a head up, seemingly head up leverage there. So what does he want to do? He wants to create space. He has theoretically all this space to the outside. Now, a good corner is going to use his, especially if he doesn't have a safety, and by this alignment, typically your outside leverage, if you have a safety, that's going to help on the inside. So by this alignment, he does it, and you can even see him try to force him there. A good corner is going to use his sideline as the extra defender, okay? With that in mind, his first step being Will Shepard's being able to create space, because Will Shepard wants to get out here, right? He wants to take this fade and he wants to manipulate or get as much space as he can up this field. So what he decides to do with his first step is a little bit of tempo, right? I'm not going to just come off and fire. You're going to see a lot of this with different. Is that LeJounte too? So LeJounte is going to straight speed, boom. Just straight up, because he's selling something, right? I think he might be running the clear out. He might be running a dig. I haven't seen the full thing, but he's head down, full steam ahead. He's selling vertical because probably he's about to do something. For Will, though, right? He almost skips. He doesn't skip, but he stands straight up, slow tempo, right? And what he wants to do is open the hips of his defender. So now that his defender has seamlessly given up where he wants Will Shepard to go, right? Will Shepard then, hey, all right, let's get in here. We're playing basketball, right? We're going to hezzy, break you down, and I'm going to take a hard step where you're weakest at. Now that you turn your hips, right, I'm going to start pressing with that new blind spot because you just opened your hip, and I'm going to make you panic. So you open your hips fully. Hey, I'm ready to take him and ride him to the sideline. Even though Will Shepard wants to go there, he doesn't want this corner to know that he wants to go there, right? So he takes that, boom, makes him think about it a little bit. Whoa, and he has to be a little bit slower. So very subtle, but when he steps here, right? It's slow enough. It lulls the corner to sleep. I'm going to open my hips. I'm going to be slow here. So now, as I actually make my gate, because look, Will Shepard's not faster than this corner. This corner has the advantage with the leverage, right? I'm not faster than you. What I can do is create space. I've eaten up. Look at this. Watch LeJounte. I think this is LeJounte. Watch LeJounte. 1, 2, 3. In the same time where LeJounte is, right, and where Will Shepard is. He's just eating up time and space. That's it. Time and space. Boom. So now he can stem out, and now he has all of this sideline. So instead of this corner staying patient, right, which he should have and been reading his hips, boom, and should be able to get hands right now. He's 5 yards off. You can get hands. You can get active. If you want to take him to that sideline, you don't help. You better do it, son, as a corner, or you do something, right? So now you allow yourself with this bad step here, boom, he rockets off. He changes tempo. He's creating space where there is no space, right? And then at the end for the adjustment, the only reason he can adjust, the only reason why he can out of phase do this and jump out is because of the work he did early on in the route. So the technicalities are there, okay? And the finishing is really where the bread is buttered, because then he gets to the top here, changes his body, right? And now with the defender draped all over him, because he didn't really create as much separation as you'd want, he gets the job done. So let's talk about another catch here. I got plenty of them. I got plenty of these Will Shepard catches. I'll be on my what you call? I'll be on my soapbox for a while here. Let's watch this one. Now this one we're not going to get into much a bag of the get off. We're just going to talk about catching, because what Will Shepard does best, I wanted to show you that he can do those technical things. But to be honest with you, the reason why he's going to, I think, it has a great opportunity to make a team is not because of what he does technically at the line, which I think is good and I think doesn't get enough, right? It doesn't get enough credit because we see him as just a big body dude because of how well he goes up and does this, right? This is one of those things, like I said, you can't teach this. You can't teach getting bullied. I mean, this is pass interference, son. I don't know what else to tell you. This is pass interference. Pass interference, holding on to his hand, right? He's pushing him, using that sideline, right? And Will Shepard does not care. Will Shepard does not care. Boop, thank you. Sorry about it. It doesn't matter that you're draped in me. It doesn't matter that you're all in my chest. I'm going to catch that with ease. So it's not just about speed and this and that, X, Y, Z. It's more so when we talk about Will Shepard, it's about the fact that those NFL things, right? Those NFL, hey, can you go up and get it? And look, I'm not to say that, speed, size. Well, I think he has NFL size too. Not to say that speed and those things aren't, also NFL things. But when you don't got the speed, if you have the ability, one, the size, and then two, the ability to utilize that size, and that comes with a sort of, you know what I'm saying? So for all the inconsistency and doing it with people all up in your grizzly, like this is the next level to it. Hey, I'm big, I'm bad, and when I got 15 defenders on me, I'm going up for a one-handed jammy, son. So I think the Packers got themselves a gem. I will sit on that soapbox forever for Jimmy, not Jimmy Horn, well, Jimmy Horn too, but LeJontay Wester. He's just a dog. He's just a true. He's been doing it. He's been doing it for a long time. He's like, those running backs that crave contact. He's a wide receiver that craves contact. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know how you feel about that in the comments. How you feel about Will Shepard finally getting his chance, his second chance really, and getting some redemption. I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to really add a lot of value to that Packer room, but it's going to be a very, very uphill battle. So we'll see how it works out there. Y'all be great. Y'all be phenomenal. We'll see you next time. That's how you to be great. All right, peace.